So we've got a major update when it comes to the England cricket team for the second test at Vizag. Two major changes have happened in the England cricket team. Zach Crawley, I'll announce the playing 11 now and then I'll come to the changes later. Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, no surprises there. Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Johnny Bairstow, Ben Stokes, Ben Fowkes, no changes in that. But it is in the bowling department where you're going to get two changes. And come, Harshad, you're just in the nick of time here because
It's the two changes we thought about, and we
Yep.
were talking about it yesterday as well.
Yes.
Rehan maintains, Tom Hartley maintains. That's the obvious change. Jack Leach goes out because of the injury. As we told you, he would
Knee
miss.
injury.
And it is Bashir who replaces him, as we had told you yesterday only. The one change though, Mark Wood goes out. In comes
the legend, Jimmy Anderson. James Anderson is back. 690 test wickets. We all knew that Anderson would want to come back in this particular test match because of the control, because of the reverse swing
Reverse
that he
swing,
has on
yes.
offer. Remember, Mark Wood, you saw that one stat that happened in Hyderabad. For the first time ever, he had opened the bowling for England with a new ball. Now you've got new ball control in the form of James Anderson. You've also got a reverse swing expert as well. So England are going in with two off spinners in the form of Joe Root and Shoaib Bashir. Then you've got Tom Hartley, the star of Hyderabad, the left-arm orthodox who picked up 7 wickets. And then you have a Rehan Ahmed, who's a leg spinner, who did impress slightly as the game progressed with his control. But Anderson, I mean, with James Anderson's inclusion, I'll just rile out some stats here before Harshit can come in here. In the last 3 tours that James Anderson has had in the subcontinent, be it Pakistan, be it India, be it even Sri Lanka for that matter, his average is less than 25. And his economy rate is a staggering 1.8. That is the brilliance, that is the beauty that a James Anderson can give you. And remember, who drops a 690 wicket veteran? England can because of the conditions. But now he's back. Only one pacer. No all spin attack as England had contemplated it to be. But now one pacer, 4 spinners. As many people would disagree, but Joe Root is a spinner.
So it's 3 out-and-out spinners and Joe Root making it 4 proper spinners that England are going to be going in with. But that thought, Siddharth, that you just talked about England fielding an all-spin attack, let's say, that was Brendan McCullum's take, and that's what he said when there was this talk about that, it could be a rank turner in Vizag now that India have conceded the first match. That's where he said that if it's a rank turner, we don't mind bowling for out-and-out spinners. It's just that there is an injury, and perhaps maybe the nature of the wicket is also such that you do require at least one seamer to be there in the pace bowling attack or in the bowling attack for that matter, which is why you see England as they've done. And now comes the big question, what do India do now? This is something that we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about matchups, and now is there a need, let's say, of a Washington Sundar? That's the big question, and this is where the Indian team management will now have to think. Do they need an extra bowling option and a left-hander in Washington Sundar, or because there is an off-spinner, an added off-spinner now that England have, are they comfortable going in with a lesser bowling option and a proper bat, let's say in a Sarfaraz or a Patidar? One of them we know will certainly be making their debut. Who's ahead, we don't quite know. Reports suggesting that it is perhaps Patidar who happens to be having his nose in front at the moment. But can India now go ahead and field 2 proper batters and compromise on the left-hander in Washington Sundar just because you've got 2 off-spinners in the opposition lineup?
It is a tempting option. See, Vikram Rathod yesterday in the press conference stated that it does not look like a pitch which is going to turn square from day one.
Yes.
It will be a flat deck on day one and it could
Are
start.
you taking his word?
I would want to, because see, he's an Indian backroom staff anyway, one of the core members in the Indian backroom staff, by the way. But he himself gave a disclaimer that 35 to 40 years, knowing the nature of the wicket is a very, very tough thing. So looking at the way how the team composition, see, similar in Hyderabad, England played 1 pacer and 4 spinners. They have gone with the same combination, different personnel though. you had two left armers in Hyderabad. Here you got only two off spinners in that sense. Now, in the Indian cricket team context, you look at it. See, there is no Jadeja, so one left armer goes out of the equation.
Yes.
You have an Ashwin. You have a Washington Sundar. Kuldeep Yadav is there in the mix. Akshar Patel is there in the mix. So Akshar Ashwin will start along with Kuldeep Yadav. That's your three spinners that's there.
You're hoping, and
You're
you're
hoping,
pretty sure that maybe Siraj goes out and then in comes Kuldeep. This is what is highly
Yeah.
speculated at this point. Perhaps will be the right thing for India to do as well, because you know what to expect. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
After what you saw in Hyderabad, you know what to expect, and now that India are behind in the series,
Yes.
you know exactly what to expect from this Indian side. And of course, Kuldeep Yadav, maybe he's actually the answer to the reverse sweep and the sweeping that we
Yeah.
all saw, with the broom being taken out in Hyderabad in a manner that we didn't expect it to.
Yeah.
Maybe a Chinaman is the answer to that.
Could be. I mean, see, there is a big debate as to whether you will play four out and out spinners because they will only go with perhaps a Bumrah. Pick Sundar, Ashwin, Akshar, Kuldeep.
Yeah.
Because what will happen with that is you got a big batting depth until 10. Even Bumrah can bat, by the way. So you got batting depth until 10.
Yeah, our Stuart brought that.
Exactly. And if you drop a Siraj, perhaps then that gives you the batting flexibility also to play both Patidar and Sarfaraz in that sense. Because remember, you'll open with Yashasvi and Rohit. Shubman is at 3. Shreyas will bat at number 5. Okay. Now 4 and 6 could be Sarfaraz and Patidar. 7 could be Bharat. 8 Ashwin. 9 Akshar. 10 Kuldeep. And then you've got a Mohammad, I mean, you got Jasprit Bumrah. That would be my 11 in that sense. If you want to get both Patidar and...
So there's no Sundar.
there is no Sundar.
There is no Sundar. Again, that's the thing. Keeping the 11 aside, I think, and that's what I remember saying on the dugout also yesterday. I don't think India should be looking at the opposition 11 that much.
Exactly.
You should be, again, yes, of course, you lost. One can say it was a big, loss. One can say it was a narrow loss. Whatever way you want to look at it. But you were in the competition for the longest time. Let's be honest about that. Now, what do India need to do going forward? The one fear that India have, let's say, and I think will have, is, let's say, the bowling variety, which is what you sort of lagged at times in the first test match, which is why you know Kuldeep is definitely coming in. But the question is, what if you're talking about matchups? Let's say, what if you need a second off spinner? Let's say you don't have one besides Ravichandran Ashwin, who, by the way, you don't know what he'll be bowling.
Yes.
Whether it's his caroms, which can go either way, whether it's he's going to be conventional off spin, whether he's going to turn into a leggy, you don't know with Ashwin, which is the beauty of having Ravichandran Ashwin, by the way, in your side. But what if you need a second off spinner? With the reverse sweeping, especially. You saw right-handers, and especially somebody like a Pope, Ben Stokes wants to reverse sweep, Joe Root in today's day and age wants to reverse sweep. Maybe you want somebody to take the ball away from somebody, or all these batters who are more inclined these days to be playing the reverse sweep. What if?
What if? I mean, that is a big conundrum that India are facing at this point in time. And KS Bharat today, he came in the press conference, he stated that, look, I will add on to that with some of our comments. So, one of our family members is saying, Bashir debut, Hartley 1 test, Rehan 2 tests, combined experience of 3 to 4 games. India should put them under pressure. In this context, KS Bharat stated in the press conference today that it is not like we don't know how to play the reverse sweep, the paddle sweep and all that kind of things. We take a call as to whether we have to play that. So it is much more of a mental this thing.
But Siddharth, I think it's a bit of lip service, if you ask me.
It is.
Yes, we know they're all very capable, let's say, but we know it will not be, employed. That particular shot will not be employed over there. We as Indians, let's say, as a batting unit, we are more conventional, let's say.
Yes.
We don't like sweeping, reverse sweeping. It's not to say that our batters can't, but it's just that, yes, you're more used to, or such has been, let's say, the training, let's say, or such has been the nurturing, that you're told to use your feet much more.
Correct,
you're told to be strong in your defense. Now, when does a batter really, employ the sweep or the reverse sweep.
Yeah.
When you don't know how to judge the spin, when you really are out of ideas, that's when you do that. Because it's not 100%. As a certain greater said, there comes a point when you're playing the reverse or the sweep also for the matter, that there's a blind spot.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly. There is that little margin of error. But what are we told? To judge the ball, either go back or go back, trust your defense, or take your front foot out, block the ball.
Exactly.
This is what Indians have been playing with and would want to play with going forward as well. Yes, there have been batters. There are some batters. Let's say Rishabh Pant used to love his sweep. We hope he's back.
Rohit Sharma also plays the good sweep shot.
But I remember this one stat from that first Test match.
Yeah.
He played the sweep shot just for the 7th time Siddharth in his Test career. Just for the 7th time.
Yep, it can be. So see, it is a question of intent and all these kind of things, but England have a set plan. They now are having a spin-friendly attack and only one pacer. And Jimmy Anderson most likely is going to be the holding bowler, because what happened in Hyderabad, Mark Wood would leak some runs and lack penetration. Anderson with the swing, he'll get conventional, he'll get reverse swing, he can at least bowl the tight lens. That's what's helped him in subcontinent in the past 2 tours. You look at Pakistan, on those roads he had an economy rate of 2.
Yeah.
That is probably the way how India will probably crumble under pressure at this point in time. So that's why, see, everybody is stating that, okay, one family member of us commented that on the basis of one innings we are criticizing them. But boss, one innings, it cost you the game.
It's about taking takeaways also.
Yeah.
You need to make some adjustments. Let's say, look at England for that matter. Everybody thought that they'd be arrogant in their approach, in the way that they play the cricket. Did they not have to adjust? By the way, just a quick stat for all of you all. They played about 54% attacking shots in the first innings. That, by the way, is the least. That is the least that you can see in terms of percentage, by the way, since the time the baseball era began. 54% is the least amount of attacking shots that you saw.
Yep, indeed. And also, I think the run rate was also less than 4 for the first time.
3.2. Oof. 3.2 was their run rate in the second session on day 1. That is also the lowest. So did they not have to adjust? Yes, you can argue that yes, overall they operated a little over 4 in the second innings. But remember, that was also because of the good start that they had gotten. Otherwise, batters had to adjust. Let's not be mistaken about that.
And I'll just sign off with this one comment that somebody, I think I've lost it somewhere.
Okay.
So
What is it?
Okay, it was like England's team. KK is saying England have no doubt which Indian team has. Their management is doing good work. I think the clarity with which England are approaching this Test series is exceptional at this point. But remember, similar things were said even in 2021 also. But England lost the remainder of the 3 tests. England now, once bitten, twice shy. They will be really, they also know that yes, India will come back. India have bounced back in the past. 2001 if you look at it, 2017 you look at it, 2021 you look at it. So at this point in time, it is a really important thing that England do not slip up, because if they do, the series is well and truly alive heading into Rajkot. But if England win in Vizag, with this same template that they have got, India will need a miracle to come back, which can happen. It's from 0-2 down, coming back to 3-2. It's happened only once in cricketing history. So that's why England, I would say this team...
Well, it almost happened for a second time.
It almost happened, but rain saved it.
Yes.
So I would say this England cricket team at this point in time, they are clear. With the team management, the selection that has happened, okay, Wood didn't perform, in comes Anderson. So that's why I think it's a very good team selection. Leach, unfortunately, the injury which you all broke yesterday, that...
And they have a lot of clarity now.
They have a clarity, yes.
They have a lot of clarity. It was, we called it foolhardy on Stokes' part. I remember in the first innings when he persisted with Hartley and he was taken to the cleaners by Jaiswal and some of the others as well. But yes, he's only 1 Test match old at the moment, Tom Hartley. But look at the confidence that he would and England team management would have in him at the moment.
Yep.
He single-handedly swept them to, rather took them to victory.
Exactly.
Now imagine so whatever doubt, let's say, that this England team and even Hartley had about himself, I think that's been dispelled now because of this win and the manner in which it came.
Yep.
Beating India at their own game.
Exactly. And that's what Dex is also going. Do you remember Quinton de Kock's 100 at Vizag, the first test that was there? when Rohit and Mayank Agarwal were opening. 100 along with Dean Elgar, he was reverse sweeping. He was sweeping, and that's why South Africa got to a good score, but then they collapsed later on. So, yes, that is the thing, but I think England will not back away from that approach. They are flexible with it. You look at the batting, no change. And this is where I think India will face their toughest test. And remember, India will announce their playing 11 at the time of the toss. And most likely, I'll be doing a video now on to who might get the nod. Numbers are favoring a certain player. But looking at the Indian dynamics, will he come in? I don't know at this point. So do check out that video. Lots more coming up. We're building up.
Are you talking averages here? Somebody averaging 65 in first class, the
69.
other 69 in first class, the other averaging about 45?
46. Yeah, 45.9 if I'm. So
there you have it.
There you have it.
So detailed video coming up. You can judge by your, you can take a call. Then you can judge for yourself who should be coming in, who should not be coming in. Let us know in the comments. Siddharth coming to you live shortly. We'll take your leave for now. Thank you so much and see you at the dugout.